Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. My friends, when you think of AI, you would probably think of robots that have self-awareness, or a computer that can think all by itself and calculate and figure things out within microseconds. You might think of the AI Chat GPT, or it can make a story all by itself, or you might have seen AI draw art just by telling it of what you want it to draw. Yes, AI has came a very long way. Now, some time ago, I asked you guys if you think AI is dangerous, and the majority of you said, yes, it is dangerous. And you know what? I agree. Now, it does depend on the person, on how they think AI is dangerous. Some people might say that AI will take the likeness of us, all the way down to our voices. And trust me, I've seen something like this before on the internet, where an AI tried to replicate a person in CGI. And some people might actually say that AI can go full Skynet and we would be at war with the Terminators. Again, it can depend on the person, on what they believe, on how AI will destroy us. It can be used by the government to predict things and how to do things in order to control the population. Or, again, we could end up having a war with the Terminators. So we can have AI that's used by people in order to fight other people. Or we could have AI that can think for itself and it's fighting against humanity. Like, those are the few ways of how AI can be used, and the few ways on how AI is dangerous. But I have thought of a way on how AI will be humanity's greatest downfall, and it isn't used by other people, nor will AI have a rebellion against us. But there is another way, and that way is it actually helps humanity. Yep, you guys heard me right. It will help humanity. That's the way it will destroy us. Now, I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, Freaky, what the heck are you talking about? How can AI destroy us by helping us? Well, I'm going to explain it here. And by the time I'm finished, you guys are going to be wishing that Skynet was real and it was fighting against humanity. Yeah, you heard me right. You guys are going to be wishing that Skynet actually existed and was facing against humanity. And you'd be glad it existed. Trust me, because what I'm about to say is going to leave you guys depressed. So, without further ado, let's go. Now, when it comes to humanity, we have came a long way since the dawn of man. We've been fighting each other, trying to figure out things, trying to solve puzzles, trying to figure out how to beat our opponents, trying to figure out a situation, trying to outsmart other humans or beasts, trying to find a cure for a sick relative, creating stories, and looking around the world around us for inspiration, gaining experience of doing the things we do every day, like hunting food. Okay, we don't do that anymore, but we used to. Raising our kids, doing things better at work, trying to fix a car. Humanity is always trying to figure out problems that's either for the good of our health, to defending ourselves, or making things better. Humanity is always thinking. I mean, look at us now compared to 2,000 years ago, and depending on your ancestors, or compare the most scientifically advanced nations in the world compared to hidden tribes from all over the world. There are tribes out there that's not even heard of other races, black, white, Asian, etc, etc. It's like all time has stopped within these primitive tribes. So you guys basically know what I'm trying to say. Humanity has came a long way since those days, and even now we're still thinking, and we're always calculating and trying to figure out ways how to beat a certain game, or trying to figure out how to build something in real life, or trying to find cures for things. Humanity is always thinking all the time when it comes to problem solving, and we're always building new stuff that was better than the last. We went from landline telephones to smartphones. We went from horse and cart to cars and motors and stuff like that. And we're always trying to figure out problems all the time. I mean, who knows? In the future we might be able to teleport and planes will be obsolete. Fingers crossed. Or would I want that? Anyways, we humans are creating new things all the time to combat a problem. And not just humans, every single animal does this, thinking of a way to survive the next day. Fighting, hiding from predators, you know, that sort of thing. Now, some of you are probably thinking, okay, Freaky, just get to the point. What exactly are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, this is what we humans need to do. We need to constantly think and constantly figure out things in our everyday lives, or trying to find better ways of doing things. This is what humans do in order to survive. What animals need to do to survive. And we've become smarter because of it. Our need to survive is what makes us smarter. It makes us think more clearly, makes us think more rationally, overcoming our rivals, beating our opponents, trying to think of better ways to defeat our opponents. This is the driving force of what makes us smart. Problem solving. And we do this all the time in our everyday lives. And it's all thanks to problem solving that we are the most smartest beings in the world. You know, adapt or die. But now, let me talk about the dodo. Yeah, you heard me right, the dodo. I went from humans to the dodo. You know, the extinct bird? Yeah, I'm talking about that bird. Now, when it comes to the dodo, it's said it evolved from a flying bird that came from the mainland, and when it got to this island, I can't pronounce it, but when the dodo's ancestors came to this deserted island, it had no predators, it had loads of food, and it was a very, very peaceful island. And the dodo's ancestors made this island their home, and because there wasn't any predators on this island, it had absolutely nothing to fear, and its ancestors would just walk on the floor. And for years and years and years, the ancestor bird of the dodo actually became the dodo. Well, its descendants became the dodo. And that's the reason why the dodo became a flightless bird. It didn't need to fly away because there was no predators. And the only scuffle they ever needed to do is when it was mating time. So the dodo was on this island that was surrounded by water, full of food, no dangers. It had everything that it ever wanted, and it came in no contact with any predators or even humans. And the dodo knew it was safe, it knew where its food was, and there really wasn't any need for violence either, which is why it became fat. And then when humans came along, the dodo didn't stand a chance, because when humans came along, they brought all sorts of things with them. Disease, rats, cats, dogs, and all these things was eating the dodo's eggs, killing the dodo, and of course you had humans killing and eating them. And the dodo wasn't evolved enough to deal with all these problems, with the sudden arrival of humans and what they brought with them, because the dodo has never ever experienced anything like this. They didn't know how to deal with the problem, and that's why they were stupid birds. They didn't need to solve any problems. They had everything handed to them without even fighting for it, and they didn't need to worry about predators either, and that's why the dodo went extinct. They became so docile, so fat and lazy, and didn't have any cares in the world that they didn't even know what to do. They had no competition. They didn't need to worry about predators coming after them. These dodos were literally in paradise, and that's exactly what killed them off. Paradise. And that is why AI is dangerous for humanity. Now listen, I know what some people are going to say. You're going to say, wait a minute, Freaky, what do you mean by that? How can you relate this from a dodo to AI? How the heck are these two things connected? Even if you're right about the dodo, how is that connected to humanity and AI? Well, I'm glad you guys asked, because when you really think about it, AI can either be the saviour of humanity, or bring humanity to ruin, or we fuse with the AI to become more higher beings. But like I said earlier in this video, you were going to wish the Terminators was real after what I'm about to say, because when it comes to AI, if we was to give AI these commands of, okay, you need to protect humans and you need to preserve human life, no matter what the cause is, you have to protect humanity. And I got this idea from Time of Eve, and it's anime about these humans and these robots who go to this cafe, and nobody can tell who's the robot and who's the human. Usually when robots are out of this cafe, they act like regular robots, but when they get into this cafe, they act like normal humans. Anyways, when it comes to this anime, Time of Eve, the programming of the robots is always you have to protect humans, you have to protect human life, you know, that sort of stuff. And that's exactly what every single robot is supposed to do within the story. Now, let's just say for example that we put these sort of commands within AI to protect humans and protect human life, and AI is always told to always help humans. So let's just say for example that we taught this AI absolutely everything, and we gave it absolutely everything for it to evolve. And when I mean evolve, I'm talking about things that'll help it become more modern, like we gave it things to create things like those horror machines that you see in those places where they create cars. Let's just say for example that we give it all the information that we humans know, our history, every single calculation that we know as humans, and we give it the blueprints on how everything is made, and we gave it information about the human body and how literally everything works. Let's just say for example that we gave this AI absolutely everything that we humans know, and then it took all this information and over time it would evolve. And I'm not talking about the Pokemon way, but more of over time that it updates itself, and then it starts to think for itself, and it gets to a point where it starts calculating things 1 billion miles per nanosecond, and it started calculating and calculating and calculating and calculating, and then it would start problem solving, and over time its problem solving skills would evolve over time, and it would problem solve more and more and more. And it would get to a point where this machine knows nearly absolutely everything just by learning and calculating and thinking, all because of the information that we gave this machine, this AI. We gave everything it needs to problem solve, and it's thanks to problem solving and calculating and always thinking 1 million miles per nanosecond. Now again, like us humans, we're always thinking on how to solve a problem. And when it comes to us humans, we aren't supercomputers. We don't know everything. But when it comes to this AI that has every single piece of information on the planet, and it's always thinking, always calculating, and always problem solving, it's gone to a point that this AI knows absolutely everything. And not only that, this thing can also solve problems. Like for example, let's just say for example that somebody was a type 2 diabetic, and this type 2 diabetic went up to this AI and this person asked, do you know what the cure is for diabetes? Now the thing is, it would depend on how evolved this computer is, but this computer knows absolutely everything because it's always problem solving, always evolving, and always thinking. It's gone to a point that it knows how to solve every single problem on the earth. Like for example, it knows how to cure diabetes, and the computer says, yes, there is a cure for diabetes, and the computer tells her what the cure is for diabetes, and it could be a pill or maybe some medicine, or it could be a machine that you go into, and this machine cures your body of diabetes. And that's basically it. This AI would know absolutely everything to a point that it solves problems and knows how to do it. Like if somebody had cancer, it would know the cure for cancer, or if somebody had AIDS, it would know the cure for AIDS because it did all these calculations, all these problem solvings. This AI machine knows absolutely everything. It knows how to cure illnesses. It would know how to build a spaceship. It would know how to build a teleporter. It would know how to blend human and animal DNA. I mean, heck, if it wanted to, this AI could turn itself human if it wanted to. Like in that movie Demon Seed, where near the end, the AI became human. So this thing is basically solving all of our problems, helping us, curing us, telling us what we need to do in order to be healthy, giving us information on how we can space travel or create certain machines. This thing basically knows absolutely everything, and over time it would constantly evolve. And this thing would be so smart and so powerful. All you need to do if you wanted something is just ask it for something. Like maybe it could materialize a new car, or maybe it could materialize a spaceship without building it. That's how scientifically advanced this AI computer would be. It's evolved so much to a point that it can zap things into existence in a scientific way, not a magic way. Now, I know what some people are going to say. You're going to say, well, Freaky, how is this a bad thing? We humans have created the most powerful machine, or AI, on the planet that will give us absolutely everything, and it helps humanity with all these illnesses and aging and so on. And yeah, it can help with aging as well. In fact, this AI has taught humans how to stop the aging process in our bodies. So now we're forever young. And yeah, when it comes to this computer or this AI, to some of us, it would be a freaking miracle because it's cured us, it's gave us answers, it's given us calculations how to make things, or to a point that it can zap things into existence, and there's no more wars, no more disputes. All thanks to this AI, there is world peace, and Earth is a paradise, and we're given everything that we ever needed. And just like the dodo, this is humanity's downfall, because when it comes to this AI machine that knows absolutely everything and it can zap things into existence, we have basically created a god that knows everything and can solve every single thing on Earth. Problem solving, finding cures, the lot. This AI will know absolutely 100% everything on Earth, and it gives us anything we want. There's world peace, there's no hunger, there's no need to hate people anymore, and everybody would just be happy, and there wouldn't be any worries, because we have this machine AI god thing that solved all the problems. And over time, humanity went from smart to dumb, simply because this computer had all the answers and it solved every single thing on the planet. This AI computer knew absolutely everything, and it gave us whatever we want. And after hundreds of thousands of years, we become bigger, lazier, and dumber, because there's no need to problem solve anymore. There's no fighting. Earth would be a paradise, and we knew absolutely everything because of this AI. So some of you might have gotten the idea that we became the dodo because we would be in paradise. No wars, no famine, no worries. We found cures for all diseases. It would all be thanks to this AI that we are in paradise. That's until aliens come after us, and they easily kill us off because we're too stupid to fight back, and we wouldn't know what to do in this situation. So the aliens come to Earth and they start killing us. So you guys have basically got the general idea. If we was to make this AI and make the Earth a paradise, and this AI knew absolutely everything, heck, maybe even make a time machine to go back into the future, that's what it could do, is make a time machine. We would be freaking docile if we was and did everything to us by this AI machine that is basically a god now. But not only that, when it comes to life, it's all about the mystery. It's all about the adventure and finding things and learning about new stuff. That's what makes life magical, because if we was told absolutely everything from birth, or told when we're in school, if we knew absolutely everything and we knew absolutely everything. Like, for example, what if this scientifically advanced AI knew where to find anything in the ground? Lost Roman gold, masses of blocks of gold, diamonds, rubies, or it knew where it could find the bones of extinct animals using some sort of futuristic technology. Because again, this new AI could create anything, like creating a machine that can find anything in the ground. So basically, we've solved every single mystery, we found everything in the ground, and we basically know everything. And you know what? That would be pretty damn sad if that happened, because when it comes to life, it's all about the mystery, it's all about adventure. It isn't about knowing everything all at once, and knowing where everything is. It's about knowing things on your own. It's about adventure. It's about trying to figure out the mysteries of life all by yourself. And thanks to this AI that knows absolutely everything, all that mystery that makes life mysterious and magical would all just go away. Now, there is going to be people out there who would say that they would want something like this, like they had a machine that could know the answer to absolutely everything, like finding cures, trying to find out things, giving us the blueprints of making a space machine, and this AI giving us everything that we ever need. Some people would be happy with this, but after everything I just said to you about the utopia thing, you would be scared of this. And yeah, I'm sure there's going to be people out there who would say, oh, but we should be thanking a machine like this. It's got all the answers to all these illnesses, and it can help us figure out things. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's true. If we did have an AI that knew the cures to all these illnesses and things like that, and it stopped the aging process so we can live a little bit longer, I mean, something like that, that's okay, giving us answers to questions that we desperately need. But for this thing to give us absolutely every single piece of information that we ever wanted would be absolute hell for the human race. Again, we would be exactly like the dodo, all docile, no purpose, we would have everything added to us. And not to mention, if we did have this AI that knew everything, it would cause conflict, because you're going to have groups out there who will refuse to believe anything what this AI is talking about, because you're going to have cultures and religions who will say, oh, this is blasphemous, what this machine is saying is not true, because you're going to come across people out there who will say, oh, this information doesn't line up with my beliefs, so I won't believe it. So you're going to have a mixture of people who will say, oh, this AI knows everything, and welcome it as its God, because it will provide everything and will know everything. There'll be people out there that will say, yeah, there are a few answers that I need, but I don't need to know everything. There's going to be people out there who will be scared of this thing simply because of what it is. Again, it's an all-knowing God that knows absolutely everything, and of course you're going to come across people who will absolutely hate this thing, because it would be blasphemy when it tells the truth. I mean, come on, think about it. You're going to have religions and cultures out there who will refuse anything that this thing says because it doesn't fit in their cultural, religious ways of doing things, even though it would give the right answers and disprove nearly everything that they believe in. So, you know, those sort of people. And loads of people will react to this in all sorts of different ways, from loving it to glad it exists, to fearing it, to absolute hating it, for all sorts of different reasons. So there's going to be loads of ways of seeing this when it comes to AI. I've seen many movies with AI in it, and how things will go. There was movies like Demon Seed, there was 2001 Space Odyssey with Al, Ghost in the Shell, The Matrix. Now, in my opinion, there is information and things that we need to know and figure out, like solving all these world problems. I mean, yeah, that's one thing, but letting this AI know absolutely everything and it's calculating how to fix absolutely everything in the world, that would be freaking dangerous. Again, we cannot become like the dodo. We cannot have a paradise on Earth. We need to continue fighting. We need to continuously fight. We need to challenge each other. We need to have rivalries so we can push each other to be the best. We humans need to solve things for ourselves. And at first, if we don't succeed, we need to try again until we get it right. And we can't just rely on this computer that'll know how to do things for us, because we need to be the computers. We need to be the ones who knows everything. We need to be the ones who can find the answers. We need to be the ones to find the middle ground to everything. We need to do things for ourselves. Otherwise, it will lead to our extinction. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. We want things to be easy. We want things to go our way. We want answers. We want to get better. But at the same time, it's not good for us, because we need to struggle. We need to suffer to help us get stronger. Because if we don't adapt, we're going to die. And this AI computer that knows everything and knows how to do things and solve things and knows everything, it would lead to humanity's downfall. And this is why I would rather have the Terminator option, you know, with Skynet, and it's fighting a war against humanity. I would rather have that than ever have an AI that gives us absolutely everything. I mean, at the very least, Skynet would give us what we need, the drive to survive. But in the end, it's humanity's destiny to either destroy itself and go extinct, or we become food for aliens because we're so docile, like the dodo, or we become one with the AI. Something similar to Ghost in the Shell, where people's ghosts will go into the internet, and the internet is vast and infinite, and full of information. So yeah, I really think it's time that we thought about of what we should do with AI, because AI can be a very, very powerful weapon or tool to either destroy humanity or help humanity. It needs to be used very, very carefully. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. So what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think of my idea about AI? Would you prefer the peaceful AI that I mentioned, or would you prefer Skynet? Please let me know in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms: Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribestar. It's like Patreon but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.